I'm an old school guy. I grew up analog. All is good right now about the
Hey,
money. And this is this EA is allowing me to do that. Yeah, what else can I say? It couldn't be any simpler.
hey, Steve, are you there? Can you hear me okay? This is
Dave,
Dave here at EA Automatic.
Dave, how are you, my friend? Yes, I can hear you fine. We're cool. The technology is cool. I'm an old school guy. I grew up analog. So this digital stuff is always exciting for me. Yep, I can hear you and I can see you. So we're all cool.
Awesome. Well, it's good to finally talk with you, man. I'm excited to do this. So here, looking at your account, it looks like you are up 13 grand or so in the last couple months. That is
Yeah,
solid.
something like that. Not only is it solid, it's pretty amazing from my standpoint, amazing and I mean life changing might be a big word, but I don't know, it has a pretty big impact on me right now, my friend. So that's all I can say is I've all is good right now. So,
Awesome.
yeah.
How's it changed your life, man?
Well, I don't know if you have kids or if you're married or whatever, but kids and wife and life and everything costs a lot of money. And for a while there, I was I don't want to say panicking, but things weren't looking too well for me, and I was stressed out because I wasn't, yeah, being the money earner or the breadwinner that I needed to be. So now um, I'm out of that situation. I'm feeling confident. I'm feeling good because I got money in the bank, and money in the bank is what it's all about, my friend. I think so. I mean, what else can I say? I've gone from worry to feeling pretty good about things right now. So, and that's partly down to you guys. What else can I say?
Cool. Anything specific in your life? How it's changed?
Well, with kids, kids take a lot of money, and especially my one oldest, he's playing hockey at a pretty high level, and he's
Cool.
16. My other kids are a little bit younger, but we've been throwing money at him because he's playing on a real, like, on an upper level, and we're kind of looking down the road to maybe having a college scholarship or something,
Cool.
and so this takes money. There's equipment fee. You got to get the skates sharpened every week. There's ice time. There's transportation to events. All these things take money,
Gotcha.
David. And if you don't have money, this ain't going to happen. So it's like having money is an investment in the future for my kids, or at least for
Absolutely.
my oldest right now. And then again, I don't know if you've got kids or you're married, or my lovely wife, who maybe someday you'll get to meet, Jenny. She's awesome, but when you're scrimping money to get by, I'm not treating her the way I want to treat her. So having money is, man, it's just the key
Yeah,
to a good life. You know that, and
for
and
sure.
it wasn't that way before, and now there's this light at the end of the tunnel, and it's partly down to me, of course, and and I have you guys to thank as well. So um, yeah, it's pretty awesome. I mean, what a difference it makes. I don't know if you've ever gone to bed worrying about how you're going to pay your bills, but it's shit. I'll tell you that.
Yeah,
And
man. That's
and
that's no good. That's
that
no good.
that's no good. It's the
So
worst thing.
gotcha. So here's a question for you. So where does the trading come in for you? Where did EA Automatic come in for you?
Well, I wasn't much of a trading guy or a money guy, which is what put me in the shit in the first place. Maybe,
Hmm.
and I'm not saying I don't know how basic economy works, but as I said, I'm an analog guy, and I came from a different time when you couldn't just hop on a computer and do trading. I mean, for me as an older guy, trading, what did that mean? I mean, uh, that's opened up a whole new avenue for me, and not only do I have money in the bank, but I feel pretty good about doing it myself. I mean, I'm earning money for myself and my family. So, of course, EA is part of that because I can sit here on the computer and I can do this, and I can and it's not like fake numbers and stuff. It's money. It's money in the bank, And again, money in the bank's the key, I think, my friend, and it couldn't be any more simpler than that. And earning money uh, that doesn't require me to be in the trenches and dress up and do a 9 to 5 job somewhere, which I'm already doing anyway. So,
Yeah.
it's an extra layer of comfort and ability to put money in the bank. Yeah. So,
Gotcha. So you've got this guy, you've got your son who's in the hockey, and the hockey's super expensive, and that kind of pushed you towards looking for other sources of income, and so that's kind of when you came into it, huh?
well, that's one level of, because I've got 2 other kids and a wife, so there's lots of mouths to feed, and there's lots of projects, and there's lots of, all it takes is one car breakdown, and you clear out the bank account, or God forbid an accident or something happened.
Yeah,
So
man.
kind of the cumulative thing, but the most acute thing right now, and that was kind of what spurred on the whole thing, is that he wasn't being able to compete at the level because we just couldn't continue to fund what we needed to fund for him. And um, that's when he looked me in the eye and asked me why he couldn't do what he was doing before. It cuts you to the core, because that's my job as a father, is to do that for him. So um, so not, again, it's holy cow, it's about the money,
Yeah.
David. It's about the
Hey,
money. And
hey.
and and this EA is allowing me to do that. Um yeah, what else can I say? It couldn't be any simpler.
Gotcha. Well, hey, man, teenagers are kind of tough, like that's part of life. So don't bring yourself down too much on that. That's just kind of the deal. I have a 12-year-old who's extremely difficult sometimes. So that's just part of life.
Well, it is, but then, I mean, if you put yourself in a position where you can't do the things that you want to do for and not just your children, as I said, it's about your spouse as well, your wife. Again, I don't know if you're married, but if you have to start if you have to start penny pinching and scrimping, my wife and I, we always talk, it's all about the kids, but these are sacrifices that I don't want my wife to make, obviously. And so now, again, when I look at money in the bank, and when I look at that statement, and you've seen it, that's money equals freedom. Let's put it that way.
Yeah.
Uh, and money also, for me, equals sleep. And if you've ever if sorry if you've ever if you've ever laid awake in your bed thinking about how you're going to pay a bill,
Yeah.
it's shit. Loads of people do it, but I don't want to do it anymore. So I'm in an
Gotcha.
awesome position to not have to do that anymore. And that, I have, well, I have you to thank. I have
So you came
myself and
from.
EA. It's a combination. It's a team effort, I think,
Yep.
also,
Yeah.
which I think is awesome. But once I got on track, I'm doing this shit myself now. Sorry for the language, but
It's all good.
I'm doing it myself, and that's awesome as well. That's empowering.
So
So
you're going through kind of a tough time. You're struggling with you wanted to make sure your kid could do all the extracurriculars so they could further their life. You're in kind of a tough situation. So is this when you started looking for something to get more money? That's when you found EA Automatic? What's the timeline there? Can you walk me through that?
well, there's my wife works full time. I work full time, and there's only so much time in the day that you can work and then come home and do the things that you have to do as parents. On top of that, then you have, of course, the ice skating. We've talked about that, and then we have the gymnastic lessons for the little one, and we have all these activities. And there's only so much time in a day, and I mean, if I was superhuman and had 48 hours in a day, I would work 3 jobs for my family.
Of course.
I would, whatever it takes.
Yeah.
But we don't. The reality is the fact we have X amount of time. And so, so the idea of going out and getting another job, how is that possible? It,
Yeah, gotcha.
it,
So
it
when did you
stopped.
find us? When did you find us time wise? Did you join us in March?
I think I became first aware of you in February, and then yeah, I got started in March. So I mean, and you've got the figures in front of you.
Uh-huh.
You've seen what's happened in quite a short period of
So
time.
another question, did you tell anybody in your family? Did you talk to your kids or your wife about this?
I've had some words to my wife with Jenny about it because, of course, we're parents. But I mean, they're at this point in time when they're young kids. I don't know if they need to really know where the money's coming from. They want to know how they're going to get to their activity and how they're going to get to the next tournament. And these, I mean, I those aren't things I'm going to talk to them about. But certainly, my wife's on board with this
Awesome.
and sees the difference. Of course, like when she's paying bills and writing checks and see how much is in the bank account, she's privy to that. And when it's not looking good, she knows that, and I know she knows that. But that yeah that and again when there's not so many figures, not so many zeros in that balance of that account,
Yeah.
it's not good, buddy.
All
And
right.
David, yeah, yeah, and you know that. So I'm I'm so happy, and the simple things in life. I want to go to bed. I want to make sure my family's safe,
Mhm.
and and so that money is equaling lots of things actually. So maybe I don't know.
Gotcha.
It's hard
Gotcha.
to
So
explain.
so
There's
when you
lots of things into it.
so you're able to get your son the better hockey lessons again, the higher. So what was his reaction to that?
Well, considering at one time I had a conversation about pulling the plug on, well, not pulling the plug, but downgrading it, let's put it that way,
Uh-huh.
because I don't know if you know how hockey works, but there are certain levels that you can play.
Uh-huh.
And as you start to raise levels, and it's like any sport, as you go from amateur level to a club level, and then you start to get prepared, and you're playing also in high school as well. I mean, think of just the equipment costs and the transportation costs and going away for weekends to tournaments, which includes a hotel and food and gasoline, and all these things add up.
Yeah.
And when I had to say, and it's a tough conversation for anybody to have with their son, that the road isn't kind of quite go, and he loves the game. I mean, and imagine that, pulling the rug out
Yeah.
from under his feet and saying, "Well, you're going to have to take a little break." He doesn't want to hear that shit from me. He wants to hear, "Let's go to the next tournament and let's go," because I mean, realistically, if he can go to school on a hockey scholarship,
That'll
oh,
save you
good.
so much more money in the
Oh
long
my
run.
God. Like it's an invest. And that's why I
Yeah.
said it's an investment in the future. And if you can't do that, how, like, that's the conversation I don't, and I was having that conversation or prepping it actually, because you can only go along so long on fumes like your car, and
Yeah.
pretty soon you got to gas the tank up,
Yep.
and I didn't have anything to gas the tank up with, David.
Gotcha.
I
So
didn't.
so now everything's back on track though, right? Everything's
Well,
he
we're back on track, and the kids are resilient. They go on with their lives, and they don't need to know the minute details of how and what they, as I said, he wants his skate sharpened, and he wants the new jersey that comes out for the team. And when you couldn't afford it, that's shit, but now we don't. Life is good for everybody. and
okay.
and Ginny is awesome because she knows there's money, and we can do things as well.
There you go.
Imagine how I feel when I say, "Hey, go out and do some shopping for yourself." What the
Of
hell?
course. I'm really
You know
glad to
what
hear
that's
that
about?
that's working out. That's great,
Yeah.
man.
So again,
So
it's multi-level, and
yeah,
and it's because I got money in the bank, and it's because I'm doing this with you guys. I mean, how
gotcha.
how simple can it be?
Just another quick couple questions and then I'll let you go here.
Sure.
Did you have any trading experience before EA Automatic?
I had zero.
Uh-huh.
I had, and when I mean zero, I mean, zero.
Okay.
I'm not an idiot. I kind of know what trading is, but that doesn't make me the guy who's going to go
Yeah.
and do it, because it for a lot of people, and I won't speak for them, but I'll speak for myself. If somebody would have in the past come up and say, "Hey, you can be a trader," I'd go, "What? What are you talking about? What does that even mean?" I mean, so the fact that a guy like me, and again, I'm not an idiot, but I'm an old school analog dude who grew up typing my college term paper on a typewriter, to being able to trade and make money and do what you see I'm doing. Again, you're privy to you see it. I'm not bullshitting you. I don't have to sit here and tell you bullshit. You
Gotcha.
you see you see the proof in the pudding. So,
Awesome.
you
Well,
know,
congratulations to you, man. That's a wonderful story. I'm always glad to hear these good stories. It's good to check in with you. So
well,
I really
I
appreciate your time
appreciate it
today.
as well, because there's, when I'm, again, I won't speak for anybody but myself, but when I do something new, I need, I'm happy you called, man. I mean, we've spent emails and tick 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 and message, and now we got this, which is another layer for me of personal service that I can get, because now I've got a face, and you've got a face here to me,
Yeah.
and that puts us on yet another level. And this is what's important, because when you're doing things anonymously, and again, I'm an old school guy. I used to, I met my wife face to face, not on some dating app.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
So all these things that kind of harken back to the good old days of how shit used to work for me, and that's face to face and knowing who you're talking to. And if I could reach through the phone and shake your hand, I would, because
Aw.
that's also an important part of how that worked for me business.
we,
You
we we like the personal touch, and that's why we've got a great team with James and all those guys to
Yeah.
really help you deal with the day to day. So thanks for
But
taking the
that's
time
but
today.
good for you, good David, that you guys are doing that, because maybe you've got lots of your clients are these young guns who know how it all works. But for the old guns, old dudes like me, this is important,
We're
because
here.
this,
We're here for everybody, my guy. We're here for everybody. We want
well, David,
everybody to
that's
make
all.
money. So
That's awesome. And I won't speak for every guy, but I'll speak for me, that it just puts another extra star on your rating for me, that we can have a and personal contact, and maybe one day, who knows? Maybe one day we meet in person. That would be awesome as well.
who
But
knows? It's
but
it's a long life. So
it is,
here's to
well,
hoping.
and I appreciate, and again, I appreciate all that you guys have done. And again, life changing is a big word, but certainly you've altered the course of things to make my life. And I've done it as well. I'm not going to discount my fact that I'm in there doing some of the heavy lifting as well, David. But so that, yeah, there we
All
go.
right.
There we have it.
Well, keep crushing it out there. Looking forward to seeing you next time, and take care of your family. Okay.
Absolutely, I appreciate it. And you just, anytime you want to reach out and say hello, and make sure that I'm heading in the right direction, and give me pats on the back and
All the
kudos for what
pats.
I'm doing, I feel good about that, David. So that's
All
awesome.
right.
Yeah.
All right. Have a wonderful
Okay.
rest of your day.
All right. Thank you, my friend. I appreciate it.